Greetings, friends. Good morning, and welcome to The Bright Side, your nutritional program dedicated to the understanding of the vast world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. I'm your host, Pharmacist Ben, nutritional pharmacist from Boulder, Colorado. I use nutritional supplements where other healthcare practitioners use toxic pharmaceutical drugs and sometimes deadly medical procedures. If you suspect that there are natural nutritional roads to your health and vitality and well-being and to addressing your health challenges, whatever they may be, but you don't know where to begin, you have come to the right place. As you listen to The Bright Side every day, you are more and more in control of your body, you are more and more knowledgeable, and you know you can overcome any health challenge. That is why we are here every day on The Bright Side, helping clear up the sometimes confusing world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. Over the last 33 years of practicing pharmacy, I've seen drug-free recoveries from diabetes, hypertension, obesity, skin diseases like acne, psoriasis, eczema, rosacea, digestive ailments, autoimmune issues of all kinds, recoveries that by the standards of modern medicine can only be called a miracle. But what is in the world of the body, what is in the world of biology, standard operating procedure? Because the human biological system is a healing system, a regenerating system. It is designed divinely to heal and renew itself on a moment-to-moment basis. And while some folks may call that a miracle, it really is just the way the body works. If you have questions about health, nutrition, prescription drugs, if you want to wean yourself off your meds and get on a good nutritional supplement program, you have come to the right place. Our phone number, 844-236-6010, 844-236-6010, and we love hearing from you if you have a comment or success story, or if you'd like to simply contribute to the conversation. 844-236-6010 is our number on The Bright Side. If you want to purchase longevity products, call 866-735-2470, 866-735-2470. Or head to brightsideben.com, pharmacistben.com, or criticalhealthnews.com. And even better, if you'd like to join the Brightside Ben team and start a longevity business and help change the world at the most fundamental level, the most fundamental place there is which is the level, the place of good health. Nothing else matters if we're not healthy, and you can help change people's lives at this fundamental level with the longevity products, the longevity business model, and the longevity information, all the stuff we talk about here on this program. Call 866-735-2470 for a one-time $30 fee. You can be in business for yourself. You can also sign up off the websites brightsideben.com, pharmacistben.com, and criticalhealthnews.com. And then don't forget to take a look at our Truth Skin Health products, everything your skin needs and nothing it doesn't, including nutritional supplements. Our fulvic mineral complex, our collagen recovery complex, and our blemish repair complex are all highly effective truth treatments. That is my guarantee to you as the formulator of Truth Treatment products. They are highly effective. They're another realm of effectiveness. They're a quantum level different. They're a quantum leap in skin health and how the skin should be cared for. It should be cared for in a healthful fashion, and that's what Truth Treatments allow you to do with high concentrations of active ingredients and functional ingredients and no baloney. No silicone, no oil, no preservatives, no fragrances, no waxes, no gels, and none of the stuff that you spend your hard-earned dollars on that don't do anything for your skin. TruthTreatments.com, TruthTreatments.com. All right, so we're talking skin here on The Bright Side. Thanks for joining us once again. By the way, I should tell you, we had a great event at my lab on Saturday. I hope you can come to the next one if you're in anywhere, if you want to come in to see us in Denver, but especially if you're in the Denver and the Colorado area. We talked about the triangle of disease. We talked about how you can use use products to leverage the triangle of disease to take care of health challenges, various health challenges. There was a guy came by who I hadn't seen for a really long time, and he's last time I saw him was 20 years ago, and now he's developed a little Parkinson's tremor. And so I gave him some tips, and he called me up, or he texted me on that night, Saturday evening, and he said, no tremors. What did I tell him to do? I told him to go take a hot bath, go take a warm bath. That's the kind of strategies. Those are the simple kinds of things we can do to stay healthy. That's really the bottom line to everything that we talk about on The Bright Side, everything I talk about when I do my presentations. It's just the simplicity of this whole thing. We overthink. And ironically, the smartest people are the ones who suffer from this condition the most. That is overthinkitis. Overthinkitis is we overthink. Don't overthink. The body is complicated on one level, yes. On the molecular level, on the systems level, it's complicated. But because it's got so many years behind it of perfecting itself, that's really what we're talking about here. It's the perfection of the body. Because it's so perfect, it doesn't require a lot. It certainly doesn't require a lot of medical intervention, for the most part. In fact, medical intervention, for the most part, is only going to make matters worse. That is when we talk about lifestyle, chronic kinds of progressive health challenges, which is most of our health challenges. So I know I'm talking about skin, and I'm going to continue talking about skin, but there was something in the news yesterday that really caught my attention, and that is this Congressman, John Lewis, who's a famous civil rights guy. I don't know too much about him, but I know he's very well known in the civil rights community, and he's a outspoken Democrat, etc. Anyway, he got diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. And pancreatic cancer has a reputation for being one of the most deadly of all the cancers. So it's really, his was stage 4, actually. Stage 4 pancreatic cancer. So it got me thinking here, because now you're going to, whenever something like this happens in the news, you start to hear more and more about things like whatever's causing that news story, and that is pancreatic cancer. So now we're starting to read about pancreatic cancer. There's all the stuff in the news today about cancer in general. And so God just got me thinking about cancer. Cancer is such a tragic disease. I mean, I can't think of anything more horrific than to be diagnosed with cancer. You get this diagnosis of cancer. There's a commercial out now. And by the way, I'm doing a little YouTube thing on cancer because it's just got me thinking. So if you go to our YouTube channel, you'll see some stuff that I posted on cancer. Cancer is such a tragic thing, and it's such a horrific diagnosis. There's a commercial where this lady's told she has cancer, and as soon as the doctor says, "Claire, it's advanced cancer," the whole environment goes silent. And Claire is in a bubble, and understandably so. She's just in a daze. I mean, I can only imagine what that diagnosis must do to you psychologically when you get a diagnosis like that. I mean, you have to have empathy for people who have that diagnosis. I mean, they may be putting on a brave face, but just to have that in their life, it's a tremendous burden, weight on you. So here's the thing. We hear about cures for cancer. We hear about vaccines for cancer. We hear about all these different strategies, Race for the Cure, and all of American Cancer Society is like one of a billion-dollar nonprofit, probably the most, next to the American Heart Association, the most profitable of the nonprofits, or the most, that's kind of weird, the most revenue-generating, we'll say, of the nonprofits. But here's the thing. There's never going to be a cure for cancer. Cancer isn't something that gets cured any more than aging. There's not going to be a cure for cancer any more than there's going to be a cure for aging. Cancer is the end result of a long-term process. Cancer is breakdown. It's deterioration. It's degeneration at the level we never think of, and that is the level of the cell. That is the key principle here. In terms of biology, in general, the key principle is how simple health is. But in terms of mechanisms and biology, you can't understand how the body works without understanding the nature of the cell. And cancer is about the cell. And because we do not understand the nature of the cell, or because we do not understand our natures as cellular beings, as composites of 100 trillion different cells cooperating somehow, if we don't see that, we're never going to be able to understand cancer. And if we do see it, we'll understand why you can't cure it. All disease is cell disease. Cancer is a cell disease. It's the end result of a cell that's been in duress. To call John Lewis's illness pancreatic cancer rather than cancer of the pancreatic cells deprives him of the understanding, first of all, of what's going on, and the ability to reverse the situation, second of all. Stage 4 is stage 4. It's progressed. It's spread through the body. It's a little more, obviously more difficult. But when you understand the nature of what's happening here, you can see where you start to have some control over how this thing shows up. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. 844-236-6010 is our number. You're listening to The Bright Side. We'll be back after this. All right, we're back on The Bright Side. Pharmacist Ben here, 844-236-6010. 844-236-6010 is our number. If you have questions about the longevity products or business or formulations or ingredients or a comment or success story you'd like to share, we love hearing from you. 844-236-6010 is our number. On the bright side, longevity products can be purchased at brightsideben.com, pharmacistben.com, or criticalhealthnews.com. And also, you can call 866-735-2470 to purchase products, or also to sign up to join the Brightside Ben team. And this could be the year you commit to putting yourself and your friends and loved ones on a nutritional supplement program, especially yourself on a nutritional supplement program. It can all begin as simply as the Healthy Start Pack. If you're interested, go to criticalhealthnews.com, pharmacistben.com, or brightsideben.com. And if you're interested in selling the Healthy Start Pack and the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, making some money and helping spread the word, 866-735-2470 is the phone number to call, or brightsideben.com, pharmacistben.com, or criticalhealthnews.com. All have links that you can click on to sign up to join the Brightside Ben team. Okay, so we have been talking here about the skin for the last little bit, and I'm going to continue talking about it. The skin is just emblematic of how we treat the body, and it's kind of an interesting organ because it's on the outside and it's on the inside, so we can see it. It's just a fascinating organ. It's an extension of the brain. It's responsive. It's extremely responsive psychosomatically, like the whole body is, but the skin is extremely responsive psychosomatically. That is mind-body, through the action of hormones. Psychosomatic, psycho-mind, somatic body, mind-body, is not airy-fairy, and it's not a delusion. It's literally hormonal chemistry, and it's reflective all over the body, but especially the skin. We're going to continue doing that, but I was reading about John Lewis. He is a Democratic congressman from, I'm not sure where he's from, somewhere back east. Let me see. Anyway, he was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. It was all in the news. And he's a civil rights icon. He's kind of a famous guy. He is 70. He's almost 80 years old. And that's the thing about pancreatic cancer, by the way. For the most part, it affects a lot more older people than younger people. And that makes sense when you think about it, because the pancreas is a very hard-working structure. The pancreas is the digestive organ. It's a metabolic organ. It's making enzymes for digestion. It's making insulin. I mean, and we eat a lot of sugar. I mean, it's under a lot of duress. It's under a lot of stress. The pancreas is an organ. That means the cells are under a lot of duress. So it makes sense that as we get older, we'd be more likely to suffer from pancreatic cancer. Pancreatic cancer is a hideous cancer. The 5-year survival rate of pancreatic cancer is something like 12% or something. And by the way, African Americans are more likely to have pancreatic cancer than Caucasians. The 5-year survival rate is around 10%, maybe. That means 10% of people will live 5 years after their diagnosis. Now, when I hear that, I think of the 10 people, but most people think of the 91 who don't, or 90 who don't. And that's a really important issue. You have 10 people this is the most virulent of all the cancers. Counts for 7% of all the cancer deaths. The most virulent of all the cancers, most dangerous of all the cancers, most deadly of all the cancers is still not 10 out of 100 people or so, something like that, are going to survive it. 5 years. And after 5 years, they don't even bother testing, so it's hard to say. But logically speaking, if you understand the mechanism of cancer, you understand it's reversible. Now, if it's spread, it's much harder to reverse it. That's true. But because it's so responsive to the environment that it's in, that is, the cell is in, we have a lot of control. We especially have control when the cancer's beginning. In fact, most of us have cancer. Cancer's pretty much everywhere. I would say every human being on the planet has cancer cells. And that's what we mean when we say cancer. It has cancer cells. But they're microscopic. They're cellular. They're tiny. And so we don't know we have them, and the body just clears them out. That's what happens most of the time. The body just clears out the cancer. So when you hear, oh, this causes cancer. Oh, you shouldn't eat that. That causes cancer. First of all, you should never say that. And anybody who says that doesn't understand squat about the body when you hear this causes cancer or that causes cancer. Nothing specifically causes cancer, except maybe perhaps ionizing radiation. But as far as things you put inside your body, they're things that put stress on the system. And that's the key. Cancer is about stress. Let me rephrase that. It's about duress. Not just stress, but duress. Stress is not an accurate word. Stress could be good. It's about duress, distress. It's about distress at the level of the cell. That's the key. It's about the distress at the level of the cell. Cancer is a cell phenomena. So what is it that causes the stress? That's all you need to know. Well, we've said this a million times. It's the same thing. It's the same thing that causes any illness. Cancer has a really interesting mechanism. I'll tell you about that in a second here. But the initiating factor, the trigger, is just starvation, suffocation, and toxification. Period. Starvation, suffocation, and toxification. That's the only three things that can happen to a cell. It could be starved to make it go awry. It can be starved, it could be suffocated, and it could be toxified. That's all. All we need to do, because the cell is 3.5 billion years old, it has figured out how to handle its business over the course of 3.5 billion years. You can't even comprehend what 3.5 billion really means. It's incomprehensible. They call it deep time. Deep time is the notion of time in the millions and billions of years. You can't even comprehend. The dinosaurs lived 100 million years ago. What does that mean? The dinosaurs lived for 300 million years, by the way. What does that mean? How does one species have survived for 300 million years or 200-something million years? I mean, the numbers are staggering. They're incomprehensible. And the very incomprehensibility of these numbers makes it very difficult for us to really figure things out. So anyway, all disease is cell disease. Starvation, suffocation, toxification. Three things. That includes autoimmunity. That includes heart disease. That includes diabetes. That includes cancer. That includes everything. Dementias, movement disorders. It's the triangle of starvation, suffocation, and toxification. And it all starts with, in the macro sense, it starts with the digestive system, the blood sugar system, and the adrenal thyroid complex, the stress management system. See, the microscopic scale, the cellular scale, starvation, suffocation, toxification is responsible for cellular breakdown. In the big picture sense, it's the triangle of disease: digestive system, blood sugar system, and the adrenal stress system. Which means, if you want to address the cell, you've got to feed the cell, you got to breathe the cell, and you've got to clean the cell, or at least support its cleanliness. Support its detoxification. And the way you do it is by working on your digestive system, and that includes what you eat and what you don't eat, or what you should be eating and what you shouldn't be eating, and that includes supplementation. And the blood sugar system, that means stabilizing the blood sugar, and that means relaxing the body. This guy I was talking to on Saturday at my talk, I said to him, I guaranteed him, I said, your tremors will go away when you're in the warm bath. I'm guaranteeing you, 100.00%. He was all shaky. You know what happened? He texted me that night, tremors gone. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben, 844-236-6010. It's our number. Got lines open. You're listening to The Bright Side. We'll be back after this. Okay, we are back on The Bright Side. 844-236-6010 is our number. Got lots of lines open for you. If you have questions about skin health, or if you're dealing or know somebody who's dealing with cancer, or you have questions about supplementation, or the longevity supplements in general, our True Skin Health products, or if you just want to contribute to the conversation, 844-236-6010 is our number on The Bright Side. We'll get your calls here momentarily if you're on hold. Don't forget to take a look at our True Skin Health products at truthtreatments.com as well. Truthtreatments.com. Well, surprise, surprise. Guess what now? There's a new drug for epilepsy. This is really cool. It's called Epidiolex. And it is going to be fast-tracked. Fast-tracked, the approval is going to be fast-tracked. The FDA has a loophole in how you get drugs through. If a drug is considered to be important enough, it gets fast-tracked. And this Epidiolex drug, this miracle drug almost, according to clinical trials, it could reduce the number of seizures by up to 40% in some children. So in other words, if they got 10 seizures, if they have 5 seizures a day, Now they'll have 40% less seizures a day. It's estimated that 2,000 people a year could benefit. What is this amazing drug that's Epidiolex that you'll now have your insurance company pay for, that you'll pay for, your doctor will prescribe? What is this amazing stuff? Epidiolex, brand new drug. CBD, cannabidiol. Yes, that's what Epidiolex is. It's the same darn stuff you get anywhere. CBD. Why CBD? Because it works. Cannabidiol works. We've known this for years. The THC in cannabidiol, and there's substances in marijuana that are anti-seizure. Now it's a prescription drug. It's official. It's still according to the federal government. CBD is illegal according to the federal government. Still, according to the federal government, THC and marijuana, they're illegal. They'll put you in jail according to the federal government. Luckily, the states aren't following along. Nonetheless, you still have to have certain kind of regulation. You still have to jump through regulatory hoops and licensing hoops to get this stuff. It's craziness. How we've demonized this plant just in this ridiculous way. It is ridiculous to not only demonize, but criminalize. And they make a big deal about legalization. Oh, great, thank you. Now I have the right to ingest this substance that grows out of the ground. Thank you, state. By the way, Epidiolex is strawberry flavored, in case you were wondering. All right, 844-236-6010 is our number. You're listening to The Bright Side. Let me do one more here, and then we'll get your calls. If you're on hold, hang tight. And we do have lines open for you. This is from ReachMD. Isolating the different types of dementia, defining the various aspects of dementia. Dementia can be present itself in multiple forms. You don't have to be full-blown demented to be dealing with dementia. There's multiple forms, including movement disorders. And this is really interesting because dementia, by the way, is just Parkinson's disease in another part of the brain. And there's actually something called Parkinson's dementia. Dementia is the same kind of deterioration that happens in the joints, or is the end result of the same kind of deterioration that happens in the joints when you have arthritis, in the liver when you have fatty liver disease, in the bones when you have osteoporosis. It's a deterioration of tissue that is secondary to cellular starvation, suffocation, and toxification. Dementia is a generic issue. It's arthritis of the brain. It's fatty liver of the brain. Now, there are all kinds of things you could do, and there's all kinds of things that are supposedly cause dementia. Lack of sleep is supposed to help you, or lack of sleep is supposed to cause dementia. Sleep is supposed to be able to help you. Sugar is supposed to cause dementia. The ketogenic diet is supposed to help you. Nutritional deficiencies, especially in fats, are supposed to be one of the causes. Supplementing with vitamin E and essential fatty acids, especially omega-3 fatty acids, is supposed to help you. But the point is, it's mere deterioration. Mere degeneration. And when you stop whatever is causing the degeneration and support regeneration, your dementia will get better, because the brain is so sensitive to oxygen and so sensitive to nutrition, and it's so sensitive to toxicity, it responds quickly. If you know somebody in a nursing home who has dementia, get them some Beyond Tangerine and then just watch. Just put if it's an average person, typical person who's subsisting on nursing home food, and you know somebody and living in a nursing home, go visit them. Do that for the holidays. Bring them a jug of BTT. Do it to a stranger, or just do it to anybody. Take a half a teaspoon, start with a small dose, put it in a glass of water, have your patient or your client or your friend or whoever it is drink it, and then stand there and watch. And in front of your very eyes, you will notice that the dementia symptoms start to subside. Now, I'm not going to say they're going to completely subside, depending on how far down the rabbit hole the patient is, but you will notice a difference. It will happen visibly, and when you do it long term, it will happen profoundly, to the point where you'll recognize the impact of not only nutritional deficiencies on our health, dementia or cancer or anything else, but the impact of our lifestyle choices, how much control we have over how our body shows up, and how easy, how simple the whole thing can be. Remember, that's our whole point here, how simple the whole thing can be. Take some supplements, watch your diet, practice your slow, deep breathing techniques, Make sure you're moving. Make sure you're resting. Norm, the fourfold square of good health. Nutriate, respirate, move, and rest. NRMR. Nutriate, respirate, move, and rest. And then, of course, don't forget the emotional and the mental and the spiritual strategies as well. I'm going to do a moment of truth. And by the way, if you want to be on our list of, still trying to figure it out. But if you want us to put you on our moment of truth list, send an email to Robin at Truth Treatments. Meantime, they're all up at our Facebook page. My moments of truth. I'm going to do a moment of truth on our mental models here in the next couple of days because they're so darn important. Our mental models, not thinking, but how we think. How the structure we put our thoughts into, that's called mental models. That's really key. We have to have a mental model that says that the body can heal itself. Not a mental model, not a conventional mental model, an orthodox mental model that says that degeneration is inevitable and deterioration just happens and aging is the only way. Well, let me put it another way. That accelerated aging is the only way. That's just how it is. No, it's not just how it is. We can slow down the aging process. There's plenty of people who are 110 years old and they're still driving. Well, maybe not plenty, but there's a YouTube video where you can see a guy who's 110 years old, Google it, 110 years old, and he's driving a car and he's being interviewed. And people in their 90s are fully functional. They don't have to be hunched over and have arthritis and be in chronic pain and not be able to move their bodies. That's in the human body's nature to heal, but that's a mental model that we want to hold. And then our beliefs will fall into line with that mental model. And as we believe and as we see and as we think, all within that context of a mental model, so our lives will show up. All right, we'll be talking about that more in the coming days. Time to hit the phone. Oh, there's our commercial break. If you're on hold, hang tight. I'll get you when we come back. We do have lines open. 844-236-6010 is our number. You're listening to The Bright Side. We'll be back after this. Okay, we are back on The Bright Side. I'm Pharmacist Ben. 844-236-6010 is our number. Got lines open. Check out longevity products at brightsideben.com, pharmacistben.com, or criticalhealthnews.com. Also have our Moments of Truth up at criticalhealthnews.com and also on our Facebook page. Go to The Bright Side with Pharmacist Ben on Facebook, and if you just click on the follow page, we'll get you in if you want to be a member, and you can get all our posts and our Moments of Truth, which my friend Nasima posts every day on our Facebook page. Just search The Bright Side with Pharmacist Ben. All right, 844-236-6010 is our number. Let's go to New York and say good morning to, oh, shucks, Don. I just hung up on you, buddy. I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. I clicked the wrong button. The buttons, the pickup button and the hang up button are right next to each other. Aaron, put Don through really quick when he gets, or if he wants to come back on. I don't know if he'll come back on. And we do have a full board of empty spaces for you if you want to get through. 844-236-6010 is our number. In the meantime, I'll just continue on talking by myself. Hopefully you're out there listening somewhere in Radio Land. We had a wonderful time on Saturday, and I encourage you to come by 2240 Curtis Street at the Truth Skin Health Lab for our next presentation. Thank you, Ryan, for setting that up. We talked about using the longevity products for specific health challenges. We talked about using the longevity products for Parkinson's, for dementia. We had a guy there with dementia. We also had a couple people there who were curious about cancer, and I've been talking about cancer a lot. I've just been thinking about it a lot. And yesterday, as I said, John Lewis was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, so I've been reading about it a lot. And we talked about that, and we just talked about the same kind of stuff we talk about here, but just much more in depth. So if you get a chance next time, you might want to stop by. Let me see if I get Don back on. You might want to stop by. We also gave away a bunch of free longevity products, free Beyond Tangy Tangerines to all attendees. So thank you, everybody, for coming by. I think we have Don. Is this Don? Don, are you there?
Yes, this is Don.
Hey, I apologize. I hung up on you.
All right, no problem.
Yeah. Happy New Year.
Happy
holidays.
New Year to you.
Yes,
and I would like to mention at your event there on Saturday. Sounds like it was a great time. So,
are you in New York?
Yes.
Where in the city? Where are you in the city?
I'm upstate. I'm on the Elmira near Pennsylvania border.
Got it.
Yeah.
I was just there this summer.
Oh.
Yeah, it was nice, actually. It wasn't humid this summer, or at least when I was there. It was really nice. I was shocked because it's usually ridiculously muggy in that part of the country.
Depending on where you are, it could be, especially down in the city area. So
what's going on?
I had a question regarding, for a number of years, I've had puffiness and also dark circles under my eyes. And in your experience, would you say that's more likely something related to some kind of a allergy, or is that
puffiness?
Puffiness, and also, I'm not sure.
Puffiness is always blood fluid. It's fluid accumulation. Okay, that's what causes puffiness. Fluids become leaky. Fluids are in vessels. The body has fluids and vessels for the most part, and when you have fluid puffiness, the fluid is leaked from the vessels into the tissue. You with me?
Okay.
Wherever you see puffiness, that's what it is, especially around the eyes because the skin around the eyes is so thin. So you really see the blood supply is very close to the surface. So when fluid, it doesn't take a lot of fluid to cause puffiness in the eyes. Because the skin is so thin and the fluid is so close, just a little bit of leakage is going to create the appearance of puffiness. So the question becomes what causes the leakage, correct? You see how that's the question?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, that's what we're doing. We're doing troubleshooting here. Okay, the critical question is what is causing the leakage. Okay, so now once you ask that question, now you have some control. The leakage is the end result of what's called vascular. That means blood vessels. Okay. Permeability. The blood vessels become permeable as a manifestation of the immune response. Are you with me?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay. When you have an immune response, that is a defensive response, the cardinal sign, the hallmark sign is tumor, which is swelling in Latin. In fact, in medical school, they say tumor, rubor, color, and dolor. Tumor means swelling. Color means heat. Dolor means pain. Rubor means redness. All of these are the end result of leakage. Leakage is the end result. Leakage is caused by the immune system being activated. What happens is when you have an enemy in the body, because all the immune cells are located in the blood vessels will open up. They won't open up. They'll expand so that they become less. The cells that build them are not tightly held. They're not squozen together. They're loose. The cells that make up the blood vessels loosen up, and that allows stuff to come out of the bloodstream. Does that make some sense?
Yes.
Imagine a garden hose. It always comes down to a garden hose. A garden hose is like a blood vessel. The garden hose is made up of cells. When the immune system is activated, the garden hose itself, the material that makes the garden hose up, will start to spread and expand, and that will create spaces between the cells, and then stuff leaks out. That's the mechanism. The point is that it's an immune response. It will happen to kids when they have food allergies, milk allergies. It'll happen to people when they have hay fever. It's a sign that something's getting into the system that's activating immunity. Are you with me?
Yes.
Okay, especially if it comes and goes. And this is true about dark circles also. All right? For years, people can't figure out, they've been trying to figure out what causes dark circles, but they can't test them because they come and go. Dark circles come and go. Puffiness comes and goes. Whenever something comes and goes, that's an immediate clue that something is happening and then not happening, happening and then not happening. You got to catch it when it's happening. Usually it's dairy, grains, soy. It can also be a circulatory problem where the blood is starting to pool up. That can also cause pressure that forces the blood out of the vessels. So pooling, stasis, as they call it, which is stagnation, sticky blood. It's basically a circulatory and an immune condition. So how do you handle it? Number one, if it's an immune issue of food, you got to look for food problems. That's where the food diary comes in. Always do a food diary, and then eliminate problem foods. If you have gas, bloating, digestive discomfort, those are all clues. Then you can also make sure that you're supporting the circulatory system, slow, deep breathing, exercise, hanging on an inversion device, massage. You can actually do eye massage. I have a moment of truth video. You might want to look into it where I show you how to do a little eye massage where you kind of rub the eye underneath and sort of push up a little bit, and you do circular motion, that can help. And then there's nutritional supplements that are extremely important for the digestive system, probiotics, digestive enzymes. The amino acid glutamine can help. Bone broth protein is important for the digestive system. The Fuchs Z, building connective tissue with essential fats and vitamin C. These are all strategies for building for strengthening the digestive system. And then anything you could do to improve any supplements that help thin the blood to improve circulation. Vitamin E has a blood thinning effect. One of the all-time great blood thinners is the Fuchs Z. Glucosamine has a blood thinning effect. Digestive enzymes have a blood thinning effect. And guess what? Oxygen has a blood thinning effect too. So practicing slow, deep breathing. And omega-3 fats, particularly your ultimate EFAs, also have blood thinning effects. So you got so many strategies there. And guess what? Not a single one involves a cream. So if anybody tries to sell you a cream for your puffy, that makes me so mad. The people who are selling creams for puffy eyes, how the heck is a cream going to help you with your puffy eyes? That's craziness. So don't. Eye creams, it's nonsense. Nonsense. And it's even worse. It's nefarious. It plays on people's fears and gullibility and misunderstanding, and it's just not fair. Skincare is so filled with this, but eye creams especially, they really get my goat is eye creams. Does that help you?
Well, absolutely. And coming from you, especially the fact that you're a skin specialist, you would think that you would maybe promoting some type of a
eye cream. I'm probably going to make some enemies. With that by saying that.
The truth, though, is, and there are things that I need to address here. And
do you notice? Do you have digestive things going on? Do you notice any of that stuff?
Sometimes, yes. That's
the first thing. You always want to focus on. Can I ask you how old you are?
65.
Okay. Any blood pressure issues?
It's a little high at times. Sometimes a little high.
Sometimes if you have blood pressure issues, that can be an issue. High blood pressure is caused by the capillaries and the very small blood vessels not allowing blood to flow through as well, and that can cause leakage too. So sometimes hypertension can be involved. So what you can see here is there's so much to it from the inside out, but it's not a lot of stuff. You don't need to do a whole lot of stuff. There's a lot of components to it, but eating right, moving the body, deep breathing, staying away from problem foods, supplementing, all of these kinds of things are important for the whole body, especially including the under eye area, as would be expected. Thanks so much for your call, Don.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Happy New Year, buddy. All right, good to talk to you. And that's all the time we have for today on The Bright Side. Thank you so much for listening. I'm Pharmacist Ben. Have yourselves a wonderful, beautiful, awesome, spectacular day. We'll talk to you later, folks. Bye for now.